Hey there guys, RamosOnline here, bringing you a rant video that is long overdue, really. I should have ranted about this a while ago, but I wanted to kind of sit on it to see if my opinion changed. While my view changed, my opinion didn't, if that makes any sense. My opinion is, it's horrible. My view is, well, you get some interesting combinations, like in Glasgow's regionals the other day. We saw things like Promo Kyogre and... I almost said Promo Kyogre EX there. I'm literally recording this right after my TCG episode. We have things like Promo Kyogre and Bronzong, which were actually a pretty decent pair, and that was really cool and original, and I liked the idea. I'm not sure how original it is. I haven't played VGC for that long. I haven't played back in like 2012, 2013, so I didn't know the strategies, but 2010 apparently had Groudon Kyogre requires being legal, but obviously there weren't Primals and Megas back then, so it wasn't as bad. I really don't like the current format. So, no script, I'm just rambling, so buckle up, you buckle the seat up for the ride of Ramos and his rambles and rants. So my problem with VGC 2016. I already had a problem with VGC 2015, and it's a dumb problem, but it's a problem I have. I don't like the idea of using legendary Pokemon. I use them all the time. I have things like, I have a team in UU based around Meloetta. It's a Smogon, by the way. Based around Meloetta. I had an OU team based around Mega Diancie. That is now not legal anymore because Shadow Tag is banned, so I can't use my Wobbuffet anymore. I use a Latias in one of my OU teams. I do use Legend. I even use things like Fiona for fun in FU and PU. FU is not an official tier, but it's like the things that are too underused to be even in PU, which is like the lowest possible tier right now. It used to be NU, now it's PU, and there's FU underneath that. So, but when it comes to like being competitive tourney-wise, I just don't. I never liked the idea of legendaries because it became centralizing. I forgot to mention this in my original recording, so I'm just going to throw it in right now. The other reason, or one of the other reasons I don't like legendary Pokemon in VGC, is that they are meant to be these all-powerful, godlike beings. Like, Thundurus literally controls storms. Landorus literally controls sandstorms, because he's very unoriginal. Tornadus literally controls storms. So this trio control weather. And yet, imagine if Pokemon were real, and the guy next to me throws out his Landorus and I send out my Thundurus. We are two people battling with beings that control the weather. It just doesn't... I don't like that. Like, when I think of competitive battling and I could convert Pokemon into the real world, I think of training my team up and breeding the perfect Pokemon to do battle with. I don't picture myself going out and catching beings that control the weather, beings that control space-time, beings that move the continents. I don't think of that, because it just doesn't make sense to me. But anyway, on with the video. Just look at VGC 2015 Worlds. The top 7 of the top 8 teams were almost direct clones of each other. There was... How is it that when you go from 14, which had a bigger limit on the Pokemon you could have, how was that more original than literally opening up the entire national dex, excluding restricted Pokemon? How did opening up the entire national dex narrow down the variety? I didn't like that. It was, oh, okay, another Aegislash, another Heatran, another Cresselia, another Kangaskhan, another Megaments, another Thundurus, another Landorus. It was all the same Pokemon. And I tried being... This is going to sound really hipster. I tried being unique and original. I did compete in 2015 with Mega Gardevoir, Malamar, Staraptor, Luxray. I tried being original in my team design, and it worked for the most... Well, for some of the parts, but it wasn't solid. It wasn't like reliable. Like if it was to face one of those standard chalk teams, then it would just lose unless the other player played really poorly and had the worst possible lead matchup. In England, we don't really like it. I know I'm generalizing here, but this is kind of what you see when you watch any English regionals or locals or nationals. We like being original. We don't like using what everyone else is using, and that's just kind of the thing that I guess we have in our personalities. I don't know. I am very strong about that. I don't like using what everyone else is using. So when everyone else is using Kangaskhan, Cresselia, Heatran, Thundurus, Landorus, and then filler, which is normally Amoonguss or Amoonguss, I don't want to use those Pokemon. I did have an Amoonguss in my team, but that was for the redirection and the Spore because there's no alternative that is reliable and bulky. Because there is obviously Breloom, but that's not that bulky unless you build it really weird, and even then it's not going to live that much. So I don't like that. And the fact that everyone is using teams like that bores me. In 2014, people didn't have access to the usuals. They didn't have Latias and Latios. They didn't have, was it Hydreigon? Was that even available in X and Y? I don't remember. So we had to make substitutes. You want a redirection Pokemon where you got Amoonguss, but if they have safety goggles, well, what in this game can we catch and legally use in VGC that gets Follow Me? Pachirisu? Boom! Pachirisu came out of nowhere, took us all by surprise. Whoa! Interesting. We need a fast dragon that is bulky enough to take a hit and strong enough to deal massive damage, but we can't use Hydreigon. What do we use? Scarf Ments? Whoa! These things were interesting and cool, and we actually had to think, it felt like. I mean, it did kind of get too centralized with Mega Kangaskhan and Mega Mawile in VGC 2014, but it felt refreshing for what it was. Then 2015 comes along, and it is 2012 or 2013 all over again. I wasn't playing back then. I only watched. I don't remember what was legal. But it's like I'm looking at. It was 2013, wasn't it? It's like I'm looking at Black 2 and White 2's metagame again. It's like teams are just taken from Black 2 and White 2 with the addition of Mega Kangaskhan. So when 2016 comes along and adds 2 restricted Pokemon, it's 2010 all over again. Just take a 2010 team and add a Primal and a Mega, and you've got 2010. And I know the teams aren't the same because like knockoff is a thing, new Pokemon happened, and that's what. Can we just go over that? 2016. Have you seen a team that has a new Pokemon in it? I haven't, apart from Xerneas. That's it, and that's the only new Pokemon you will find in 2016. Xerneas, maybe Yveltal. So Generation 6 doesn't exist anymore because there was nothing in Generation 6 that can stand up to the monsters of Generation 3, 4, and 5. So variety has been shat on. Everyone's using the same teams now. And it's just the state of the game as well. In 2014, it felt like there was a mind game going on. In 2015, it was who could cripple the opponent first. Now it's who can get their Xerneas to Geomancy first. They win! Of course, I do watch people like Cybertron. I do watch other people streaming it, and I do keep up to date with the tournaments. I know a lot of what I'm saying is probably exaggerated, but from just looking at it, it doesn't look like a healthy metagame. It doesn't look like a metagame I would like to play. I don't want to go into a match and face down Xerneas, Groudon, Mega Kangaskhan, or Mega Salamence, Cresselia, Amoonguss, and I'm sitting there with my semi-original team trying to make something work, and they're like, this guy won a regionals with this team. I'm just gonna copy-paste. I win! You didn't win. You took someone else's team and then used that to win. So it was the other guy's team that won. You didn't win. I'm salty. I'm salty. Very salty. I'm a salty salmon. I am sodium chloride incarnate. I am the human embodiment of the sea if you dried up the water and just had the chemicals that were left, which were sodium chloride. It is sodium chloride, right? I'm not looking like a complete idiot right now, am I? I probably am. I'm ranting about Pokemon during the night. My neighbors probably think I'm mad. My window's open, but my heating's on. And this proves how mad I am. I just don't like the state of competitive battling right now. I do not want to have to bring 2 restricted Pokemon, one of which is going to have to be a primal, and the other of which just is going to have to be the strongest possible restricted Pokemon, like Xerneas or Xerneas. Just bring 2 Xerneases and you win. I know you can't obviously do that, but you get where I'm coming from. I don't like it. It is cool to see things like Bronzong poof out of nowhere. When was the last time you saw a Bronzong? We had a Bronzong in the regionals, and it did really well. When was the last time you saw Bronzong? But the fact that it needs to have the support of Primal Kyogre and Xerneas and Mega Salamence? I think it was, no, it was probably Mega Kangaskhan, wasn't it? Because it was a Trick Room team. I can't remember. I can't remember what the team was. I remember that because it was like, whoa, Bronzong, whoa! So, VGC 2016. I was going to do a Pokemon VGC series on my channel again, bring that back, but again, another thing, it promotes genning. Now, I have to be completely honest with you guys here. I get your finger on the unsubscribe button right now, by the way. Do that right now and get ready to click it, because any of you who came from the other channel that I used to collab with is probably going to leave when I say this. For my YouTube channel, and my YouTube channel only, I can't stress that enough, I will be using, if I do a series about Pokemon on my channel, hacked or genned Pokemon. I have a power saves, I will be modifying Pokemon to have the correct stats, level, moves, gender, etc. But only for my YouTube channel and my Twitch stream if I get back to that. The reason for that is because if you want to be competitive, you've got to do that now. For VGC, if I do a VGC, well, yeah, my VGC series will probably take Pokemon as well, but if I ever do compete at a local tourney, I always use bred or soft reset Pokemon for that. Not that I'm going to be competing because I don't like the format, but I just want to make it clear, the Pokemon you see on my channel, unless I make it clear otherwise, are more likely than not genned, unless you've seen them in a previous video, which means they are probably that Pokemon which I actually bred way back in the day. But that is the thing, the format now, you need to have 2 restricted Pokemon, which are always legendary, which means you've either got a soft reset and be a lucky son of a bitch, or just pick up power saves, or hack your save and get the perfect IVs on it. And then you're probably going to see a Thundurus and a Landorus, and chances are they will also gen. So by now giving access to all of these legendary Pokemon that cannot be bred, you are basically saying, wanna be competitive, better hack. And they did all this stuff in Generation 6 to try and remove the need to gen your Pokemon. They made it super easy to breed and get IVs and EVs across. Sorry, hey me, you doing okay? It just begging, like in Generation 6 they brought in all these things like making it easier to breed, making it easier to get IVs and EV train. They did all this stuff. They prevented you from being able to use Pokemon from the previous games in the current one because they knew all of them were hacked. All of these things they put in place to try and encourage people to stop using hacked Pokemon. And then immediately, the next season, everything's allowed, apart from restricted. Then the next season, everything is allowed. Full stop. No, just go ham. Bring a Mewtwo, bring a Mega Rayquaza, bring a Primal Groudon. And that just encourages people to cheat. Cheating is a completely different topic debate. I mean, as I just mentioned, for my YouTube channel and Twitch stream, I will probably most likely be using hacked Pokemon because they are easier to obtain and they basically allow me to show you guys a bigger variety of Pokemon than I'll be able to do normally if I was just breeding them, because that breeding takes a while, which means I gotta wait like a week just to get one Pokemon because of all the time I have to spend on other things. So I'm not trying to say I'm a saint who never cheats. I'm just trying to say this encourages people to cheat. Like, I have a reason I'm going to be genning. But the average Joe, if you was to get into Pokemon VGC right now, you would not have a reason to cheat until you looked at the rule set and see you're allowed to bring 2 restricted Pokemon, and it's very common to see Heatran, Landorus, and Thundurus. You'd be like, how do I get these Pokemon with decent EVs, IVs, natures, and... Yeah? You mean about... Yeah, if you just got into the VGC right now, you initially wouldn't have a reason to cheat, but then you saw everyone else have these perfect IV, perfect natured, with the right hidden powered legendaries, and you're like, well, the only way I can compete now is to cheat. If they didn't allow us to use all these legendaries, that wouldn't be the case at all. Anyway, this rant's getting into about 15 minutes now, and I think Amy would like some attention, wouldn't you? You want some attention? So I'm going to go and give her some attention. I'm going to shut up now because I've probably said too much and made all of you unsubscribe and hate me. And probably you're going to find some contradiction in what I've said and be like, wait a minute, but in an earlier video you said, or, oh, you cheat, but you cheat yourself, okay, you say it's bad to encourage cheating. Or, I don't know, something like that. So I'm just going to end the video here. That is my rant on VGC 2016. The reason I do not like it, it encourages cheating. It makes the game less enjoyable because it just narrows down the number of usable Pokemon. And it's just, yeah, that's it. What else can I say? Whoa, Bronzor! Whoa!